Yeah, good morning, guys. So let's continue with the taxation of non-resident. In the last lecture, we covered section 9, that is interest, royalty, fees for technical services, along with the tax rates that was covered under section 115A and 44DA with respect to whether you have PE or not. And with one RTP problem also was covered. In this lecture, I'll try to complete the chapter except the Vodafone case law. If I have time, I'll also cover the Vodafone case law also. So let's continue the concepts. The next section in this particular chapter called taxation of non-resident is section 115 BBF. Do not copy, I'll give you time to take the notes of it. So just be careful right now. One second. Section 115 BBF, that is royalty income from patents. Royalty income from patents. We have one deduction section also for royalty income from patents, 80 RRB. What is patent? I have developed a design, I have made a car engine, I have patent that product under Indian Patents Act and given to Tata Motors for use, and they are utilizing that car engine in Tata Nano so that the Nano can run 300 kilometers per hour. That was example I gave in deduction on chapter 6A when I covered royalty income from patents under section 80 RRB. Now, what is the intention of this section of 115 BBF? To encourage new inventions, new products, new services. That's the intention. To encourage new inventions or new products, that's the intention of this section. Now listen, we have three categories here. One is called conditions, one is called benefits under Income Tax Act, and one is called features of this particular section. One is called conditions, one is called benefits, one is called features. First condition, SSE shall be resident fellow. He should be from India. When I use the word SSE, it can be individual to AJP, all are covered. Individual HUF, firm, AOP, BOI, or local authority, all are covered. Number 2, SSE should be the first inventor of that invention. बोलते he should be the inventor of the invention whose name is registered under Indian Patents Act as patentee. He should be the first inventor. I have developed a car engine for Tata Nano and I have given to Tata company so that the engine can be used in Tata Nano and Tata Nano can run 300 kilometers per hour. I have invented a new engine for the car. That is called, I am the first inventor of the invention and I have registered that engine as under Indian Patents Act and I am called as patentee. I am called as patentee. Next, the product shall be developed in India. Bolto, the engine has to be developed in India and minimum 75% of the expenditure is incurred in India. The product, both the car engine, shall be developed in India, and minimum 75% of the expenditure shall be incurred in India. Chalo, once again. I am a resident, I am Raunak, I am individual. I am the first inventor of the car engine and have registered the car engine under Indian Patents Act. I am called as patentee. I have developed the car engine in India and have incurred expenses to develop the car engine. I have given the car engine, I have not sold, I have given to Tata Motor. Tata Motor will pay me royalty. Shall receive income by way of royalty. I have given my engine to Tata Motors. Tata Motors is using the engine for the Tata Nano. Tata Motors will pay me some amount. That amount is called royalty. So now what is the benefits given to me? Because I developed that in car engine, government clarified two benefits you will get. First, you will get deduction under section 80 RRB, that is the royalty amount, or 3 lakhs, whichever is lower. And second benefit is the tax rate under section 115 BBF on royalty is 10%. I have received royalty of 2 crores. 2 crores. 2 crores. I will pay tax only at 10%. Technically, if the income is 2 crores, you will calculate tax up to 10 lakhs separately. Beyond 10 lakhs, 30% tax rate. All that 30% will not apply because we want to encourage new invention and new products. For example, I received 50 lakhs royalty. 50 lakhs royalty. Now listen, I received 50 lakhs royalty. I'll get deduction 50 lakhs or 3 lakhs, whichever is lower. 3 lakhs deduction 47 lakhs. Deen mida I will pay tax at the rate of 10%, 4.7 lakhs plus cess at the rate of 4%. Even though my income is more than 10 lakhs, there is no concept of 30% tax rate for me, because government intention is to encourage new invention and new products. Am I clear with condition and benefits? First we will add, then we will deduct. Royalty of 3 lakhs which is lower, then on the balance you have to pay tax at the rate of 10%. Plus cess 10.4 jo bhi hai. Copy this first, then we will cover the features. This is given in page 5 and 3 of DT notes. Even though given, you copy please. Sure. अच्छे से कॉपी करो, चलो। ठीक है, हो गया। चलो now listen, we are covering the features sir. एक सेकंड रुको, मैं कुछ चेक करने दो whether we have this question or not. चलो now listen, we are covering the features now. चुपचाप सुनो. Features, as we are giving you a less percentage of tax, that is 10%, government clarified. Any expense incurred to earn RI, royalty income, RI, royalty income, RI, royalty income, start. Any expenses incurred to earn royalty income, government clarified, is not allowed because we are taxing only at 10%. MAT provisions are not applicable on such royalty income. What is that? I'll cover that in MAT chapter. Next, don't copy all this. Third point will be point 5, fourth point 6. You have to copy from page 177, module 2. Copy karna hai. Okay, now listen. So you'll copy 1 and 2 from here, and third and 4 as point 5, point 6 from page 177, module 2. Open module 2, page 177. You will find this analysis of section 115 BPF. Number the dots 1 2 3 4 5 6. You will copy 5th and 6th, which I will explain. I'll explain the 5th and 6th also. Either I'll explain. So you will copy 1 and 2, 3 and 4. This 3 and 4 as point 5, point 6 from page 1 and module 2 copy karna. Then I'll explain point 5 and point 6. Start copying please, quick. Please sir, 1.5 minute more. अच्छे से copy करो. There should be 4 points under features. चलो ठीक है. Now listen the meaning of the third and fourth point what you wrote. Listen now. Listen now. उसका मतलब I'll explain. चुपचाप सुनो. सुनो. उसका मतलब होता if I avail 115 BBF, if Raunak, assuming I am the SSC, Raunak avail 115 BBF in year 1. In year 1. Next 5 years 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Next 5 years I have to avail this section only. Avail this section only. That's the rule. This section was the 115 BBF only. Simple rule. If I avail this section, I have to avail this section in the next 5 years also. Clear till here? By chance, I don't avail this section next 5 years. For example, let us assume year 4. I have forgot to avail this section. Year 4. I forgot to avail this section. Then government says, we told you to avail for the next 5 years. You did not avail. That is year 4 you did not avail. Then the next 5 years from year 4 you cannot avail this section. Also consistency has to be maintained. Avail now, avail in the next 5 years also. But in the next 5 years you forgot or you violate, you don't avail. In any one of those 5 years, assuming year 4, from next year onwards till 5 years, that is year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, you cannot avail this section. You cannot avail this section. बोले तो avail this section only. However, if not availed in year 4, then from year 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, next 5 years, the section BBF cannot be availed. The section BBF cannot be availed. Avail now, avail in the next 5 years. In that next 5 years you do not avail, then from that year छोड़ दो, the next coming 5 years you cannot avail the section even though conditions are satisfied. I am not telling, government is telling me this. You can copy this example if you want. चलो copy करो. ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर. चलो, दिस वाज सेक्शन 105 BBF, royalty income from patents, and the intention is to encourage. How are we encouraging? By leaving only a tax of 10% irrespective of income. Even it's 100 crores also only 10% tax, we want to encourage that. Okay, now there are 3 more small before we start doing the balance remaining problems on taxation of NR. Concept of agent of non-resident. Concept of agent of non-resident, section 163 of the Act covers this. Agent of non-resident. If you remember meaning, Consequences of being an agent. Features. Now listen, when I discussed the concept of business connection, I covered an example of Jack Ma appointed me as an agent and doing business in India. Then we say Jack Ma has business connection in India. That concept was covered from Jack Ma point of view. This concept we are covering from agent point of view. That is me. I was the agent of Jack Ma. First we'll understand who is an agent. Agent includes, agent excludes. Exclude बोलते he is not an agent there. Include बोलते he is an agent here. Agent includes any person who is employed by non-resident. Non-resident बोलते Jack Ma. Jack Ma appointed me, then I am called an agent because it includes any person who is employed by non-resident or any person who has business connection with non-resident. That is what we covered. Or any person from whom non-resident receives income, or if you satisfy any one of these four, you are an agent. Or any person who is the trustee of non-resident. If you fall under any one of these four, you are called agent of non-resident. Agent बोलते मैं, non-resident बोलते Jack Ma. But you are not called agent if the person performs the transactions in the ordinary course of business. बोलतो I am not only agent of Jack Ma, I am agent of Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. My business is to become agent. Then those are not covered in this. Those are not covered under section 163. Those are not covered under section 163. Meaning, consequence features क्या है? Feature is agent inform AO, assessing officer, that you are the agent of Jack Ma. I should inform the assessing officer that I am the agent of Jack Ma. Clear? I should inform AO that I am the agent of Jack Ma. Consequences of being an agent. Agent is liable to pay tax, interest, penalty on behalf of non-resident. बोले तो once I am appointed the agent of Jack Ma, I inform the government that government I am the agent of Jack Ma. It means government says, Ray agent Raunak, whatever Jack Ma earns from India, we will collect tax from you, that the agent. You can't expect us to go to China and collect the tax from Jack Ma. That's not possible. You are the face of Jack Ma for us. We will collect the tax from you. You recover from Jack Ma, that is your headache. We are least bothered. But once you are appointed as an agent, you inform us You are liable to pay the taxes, interest and penalties on behalf of Jack Ma. On your income, you should pay. On his income, you are liable to pay. You can recover from him and pay. We are least bothered. So you will pay taxes two times. One on your income, on your commission, and one on the income derived by Jack Ma through a business connection. On that also we will collect from you. You are the face of Jack Ma. Clear. Second point. Copy from page 139 module 2. But agent, you will not be sent to jail for the actions of Jack Ma. You will be only asked to pay tax, interest and penalty. If prosecution comes, we will ask Jack Ma only to go to jail, not the agent. Not the agent. Remember this. So please come to page 139 of module 2. This is page 139. You will copy this second bit. ये second bit copy करना है यहाँ से यहाँ तक. Section 160 subsection 2 deems. This wala last 5 lines you have to copy here. Last 5 lines you have to copy. So we understood who is the agent, and you should inform the department that the agent of Jack Ma. Then the government will inform you. You are liable to pay taxes, interest, penalty on behalf of Jack Ma. You collect from him and pay. We are not bothered. So you should pay taxes on your income, also on commission, and also on the income derived by Jack Ma through business connection India. On that also you are liable to pay. Collect from him and pay. Features number 2. Features में point number 2. Listen now. This we covered. Agent of non-resident में there is a section we covered 149 under income escaping assessment. Time limit to issue notice. For income escaping assessment under section 148 notice we send, and for if an agent of non-resident it is 6 years from the end of relevant assessment year. You can go to section 149 under assessment procedures. You will find this one concept called agent of non. There you will wrote 6 years from the end of relevant assessment years. We understood the meaning. What if you become the agent? If you become the agent, on the income of Jack Ma, we will collect tax from you. But in case of jail, Jack Ma only will go to jail. Simple. But you have to inform the AO that you are the agent, and opportunity OBH will be given by department. This is section 163. Concept of agent of non-resident. You can write, refer question 5, page 139, module 2. Tick कर लो वो question को. That is also completed from my side. चलो कॉपी कर लो सर. ये कॉपी कर लो. ये चलो प्लीज जल्दी कॉपी करो. चलो लास्ट हाफ मिनट. You have to copy the last 5 lines also from page 139 module 2. चलो यहाँ तक हो गया. Is it done? So this completes concept of agent of non-resident also. If it's not done, please pause the video and copy कर लेना sir. अब यहाँ सुनो. Now listen. This is important for your knowledge, more important. Exam के लिए I don't think it's important. I'll give you a summary chart on TDS provisions applicable to non-resident. So wherever non-resident TDS concepts comes, बोले तो TDS में applicable to non-resident बोले तो here deductee, the person who is receiving the payment, is a non-resident. The person who is receiving the payment is a non-resident. Section nature of payment, TDS rate and limit amount. Serial number 1. Section 192. Whenever you pay salary to non-resident, 192 will apply. TDS rates will be slab rates. TDS rates will be slab rates. And remember one point forever from today. Remember one point from forever from today. Whenever deductee is non-resident, there is no limit. And TDS rate will be including cess amount. These two rules you have to remember. Limit amount hyphen. Even if you pay salary of 10 rupees, you have to deduct TDS. Two things ये दिमाग में बैठा लो. Whenever you are making payment to non-resident and TDS provisions apply, without limit it will be, and the tax rate will be including cess. Serial number 2, 194 BB, horse races winnings. TDS rate will be 31.2 including cess, and limit amount 0. Also, even if it's 1 rupee, TDS will apply. Limit amount will be 0 in every section. That is a rule. And TDS rate will be including cess. TDS rate is 30% plus 4% cess. Effective rate 31.2. इतना डेप्थ में समझा रहा हूँ मैं तुमको. These are summary provisions on applicable only to non-resident. Third one, 194B, casual income other than winning from horse races. Again 31.2% only, limit amount 0. Serial number 4, section 194E. All this we covered in TDS chart, summary chart also. Payment to non-resident sportsmen, entertainer, sports association, and if I remember the rate, it is 20.8%, and again without limit. Serial number 5, 194G, that is commission on sale of lottery tickets, and the TDS rate will be 5 including cess of 4%, 5.2%, limit amount 0. In every column limit amount will be 0 only, you don't worry. चलो ये copy करो. Still we have lot of sections to cover. वन मिनट यू हैव, जल्दी कॉपी करो. चलो लास्ट हाफ मिनट, जल्दी कॉपी करो. चलो now listen, we have completed till 5 I guess. ये था 5. ओके हो गया ना? फाइन. चलो सिक्स्थ वन, 194 LB, 194 LC, 194 LD. This was already covered, and the TDS rate is 5.2%. Limit amount नहीं रहता. LC, LB, LC, LD you have in TDS chart also. What is LD? You can check it out. Interest paid to FIIs. foreign institutional investors on rupee denominated bonds or government securities. Again, the rate is 5%, cess is 4%, gives you effective rate of 5.2. What is 194 LB on infrastructure bonds, and this is interest paid by Indian company to foreign company on loan taken in foreign currency. 678, TDS rate will always be including cess if the deduct is non-resident, and there is no limit for non-resident, even for 1 rupee TDS will apply. Continue. Start noting down quick. This 194 LBA was covered when I covered business trust concept. Interest paid by REIT to unit holder, and the unit holder is a non-resident. 5.2%. Distribution of interest income. You can check your REIT chart case 1 mein, you will find the section number, you will find this TDS rate also. Number 10, 196B, units of mutual fund. Please check your section number. I'll tell you the section number, wait. 115AB, that is for overseas financial organization we covered. You will find the last three as TDS concepts, and then you will find this section number only. 196B, 10% plus S4, no limit. ये कॉपी करो. ये 115AB का चार्ट चेक कर लेना इन योर टैक्सेशन ऑफ एन आर्ट चैप्टर. यू विल फाइंड द सेक्शन नंबर देयर. चलो ये कॉपी करो. प्लीज जल्दी कॉपी करो सर. ठीक है, हो गया. चलो now listen. Now next section, next serial number is 11. Next serial number is 11. 11 section 196C, nature of payment is on GDRs, that is interest and capital gains. This GDR was covered by me under section 115 AC. You can check your 115 AC chart. Under GDR you will find this 196C TDS section also. That's how we link the concept. Then it is 10.4% and limit amount is 0. Then 12th 196D, this is on FII. This was covered under 115 AD chart. Please check. A for apple, D for doll, and the TDS rate you must have written there is 20%, including cess becomes 20.8 and no limit. And 13 is section 195, any other payment. If you are making other than this 12 payments to NR, then this section will apply and the rate will be rate as per DTAA, double taxation avoidance income, without any limit. Any other payment बोले तो other than above 12 payments, then 195 will apply. इतना डेप्थ समझ में आना आप लोग को. चलो copy this. Please copy this. Please copy. Sure. Note, deductor shall file form 15CA or 15CB or 15CC to income tax department when TDS is deducted. Whenever you deduct TDS under section 195, you inform the department by filing this form that I deducted the TDS. If not filed, these forms are not filed, penalty will apply under section 271I of rupees 1 lakh. Deductor shall file form 15C, CB, CC depends upon the nature of payment to department when TDS is 195. If you don't file that form, penalty of 1 lakh will be levied. Chalo, this completes chart on the summary chart TDS provisions applicable only to non-residents. Because we are in the chapter called taxation of NR, I want the TDS also to be very clear. Copy कर लो ये. चलो. कॉपी करो चलो। ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर। चलो नेक्स्ट वन मोर स्मॉल टॉपिक, ये हटा दो, ये भी हटा दो। हाँ चलो लिसन, that is called taxation of BPOs, that is business process outsourcing. Taxation of BPO, mark as important, can be asked for 3 marks in exam. Discuss the taxation of BPOs. This is clarified by central government by CBDT by circular number 5/2004 dated 28 September 2004. Please understand, you take a company called Apple, a company called Facebook, company called Cognizant. It's USA based company, but they have their BPO, that is business process outsourcing. They will outsource some activities to an Indian company here, or they make a branch office here and outsource some processes to this Indian company. How to tax that? That is called taxation of BPO. Clear? Now first point, if a foreign company or non-resident of foreign company will be liable to pay tax in India if the non-resident of, like example Cognizant, will be liable to pay tax in India only if their BPO in India, business process outsourcing center, BPO unit in India constitutes permanent establishment in India. बोलतो they have a place of business in India, fixed place of business of India, and then doing their BPO service from there, then they are liable to pay tax in India. Now what is my BPO unit? BPO unit का मतलब क्या है? They provide और what happens, what is BPO? Now BPO unit what क्या करता? BPO unit क्या करता? They carry certain outsourcing services of the non-resident or foreign company. And this BPO unit has to be a Indian entity, resident Indian entity. Cognizant has a BPO unit in India, call centers. अच्छा इस बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल लेता हूँ सर, छोड़ दो. Amazon, US company, they have assuming they have a BPO unit in India, call center in India. Any person from USA buys product from Amazon, has any problem, they will call the call center, and the call center unit is in India. The call center unit is in India, that is called business processing they have outsourced the call centering activity to India to me, assuming they have outsourced to me. So the non-resident Amazon will be liable to pay tax in India only if their BPO unit, that is call center unit, resident company I am in India constitutes P. They have a place of business. I have taken the fourth floor of one building and have set up the BPO unit of Amazon there. That is called constitute permanent establishment in India. Second point, in such a case, the profits of the non-resident or foreign company attributable to the business activities carried out in India by permanent establishment is taxable in India. बोले तो that now the question is, Amazon is a US company. They have their call center here. Whoever wants to return their products to Amazon, they'll call the call center. Call center is in India, and they will speak, and the products will be returned. Now Amazon has to pay tax on its USA income or from the BPO unit income in India, only from the BPO unit income in India. That is called, in such a case, profits of NR or non-resident, that is Amazon, attributable to business activities, call center, carried out by in India, that is BPO, by PE, BPO PE, is taxable in India. Clear till here? ब्रैकेट में लिख लेना, refer question 20, page 167, module 2. One more point we will have, I'll cover that also. ये दो points copy करो पहले, चलो. And write the example of Amazon also so that you understand it more properly. Remember, expenses incurred by BPO unit will be allowed as deduction. Also, you have to pay tax on the net income. For example, from the call center, they are earning 10 crores as income, but they're paying salaries to the call center people 4 crores, so they have to pay tax on 6 crores. They have to pay tax on 6 crores. BPO unit will be called a distinct unit or a separate entity of Amazon. So please sir, this completes the concept of taxation of BPO in India. Please, I am giving you 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes, to copy this and read the question and answer of this page number, because my job is not to read, my job is to explain, which I'll explain, and you're taking the questions whatever is being done. I'll be back in exactly 5 minutes sir, so please copy this question and read question number 20, page 167, module 2. 5 minutes may I'll be back. Please copy this and read that quick. चेक चेक चेक, फाइन। ठीक है, तो यहाँ तक हो गया। अब यहाँ सुनो, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस। प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन taxation of NR. We have certain problems. I'll tell you where is in your module, so that we'll try to complete this first. Problems on taxation of NR. Also, this is one of the important chapters, sir. Please samjho, please suno. Write this whatever I'm writing on the screen, so that we start. From page 136 to page 150, we have question 1 to question 15, total 15 questions, plus from page 154, this is from module 2. From page 154 to 174, we have question 1 to question 24 again, which will have total 24 questions. So if you take the total of these two, you will have total 39 questions on this chapter. Majority is already completed, which are not completed we will complete now, and which have answers, that is for your practice. Please write a note of this. This you should know. Okay, now let us start with these questions. These 15 questions we'll try to wind up first, then followed by 24. Come to page 150, we'll go from back end. Come to page 149, this one, be careful now. 1 second. Now listen. Okay, this was question number 15, which we already discussed. I need not do anything. Next, come to question number 14 on page 147. This is also discussed. Confirm. I need not do anything. Next, question number 13. This is also discussed on page 145. I need not do anything. Question number 12. This was not discussed. We will start doing this. आ जाओ यहाँ पे. It's question number 12 on page 143, module 2. Pranab, a non-resident Indian, has given the following information of income, and he's asking you what if he opts for chapter 12A provisions. We covered in-depth chapter 12A provisions for non-resident Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin investing in SFEA, specified foreign exchange assets, and what is the tax and all. You have to keep that chapter 12A tax rates in chart in front of you, then we can discuss. Okay, let us start. Loss from house property minus 2,50,000 loss is given. Income from business carried on India This is any other income. बोल तो slab rates will apply. Slab rates. Income from mutual funds specified under section 10 already given. This is exempt income because section 10 given. Interest on debentures of an Indian company subscribed in US dollars. Underline Indian company. Assuming it's a public company. And what is interest in rate? Please open your chapter 12A chart quick. I'm giving you time right now. Open karo. चैप्टर 12 चार्ट ओपन करो, उसमें इंटरेस्ट देखो, इट इज 20%. उसमें इंटरेस्ट देखो 20%. इंटरेस्ट ऑन द लोन टेकन फॉर परचेज ऑफ डिबेंचर्स 20,000. एक्सपेंसेस नॉट अलाउड टू अर्न द इनकम. So it's flat 20%, 1,50,000. Long-term capital gain on sale of debentures. Long-term capital gain will be 10%. Sale value 8 lakhs. Cost is 5 lakhs. Expenses on transfer 12,000. So if you remember the pro forma of capital gains, sale consideration 8 lakhs. This is expenses on transfer 12,000 minus 12,000. Net sale consideration, cost is 5 lakhs minus 5 lakhs. 2,88,000 is long term capital gain. Sir, short term or long term? Long term. Purchase in 89, sold in 1819. Even though long term, no indexation. CIs are given, yes given, only to confuse you. It will be without indexation. Next, if you say start, we will start now. Compute the tax payable by Pranab of so and so, so and so, so and so, whatever. If you also chapter 12 provisions of Income Tax Act. Question clear? अब आंसर सुनो इसका. Question 12. Page 143, module 2. Interest income amount on debentures. It is 1,50,000. Expenses is 20,000. Still we will take 1,50,000 only because expenses are not allowed. Tax rate on this 1,50,000 is 20%. So the tax will be 30,000. Long term capital gain. We already got 2,88,000. कैसा आया वो? Sale consideration first I will take. Sale consideration is 8 lakhs. Minus expenses on transfer 12,000. You get net sale consideration minus cost 5 lakhs. Even though long term no indexation. And the tax rate is 10%, 28,800. Next, any other income. उसमें business income is given 7,50,000. This is business income. You have loss from house property. Can I set off loss from other head of income? Yes. This is loss from house property. How much is the loss given? 2,50,000. 7,50,000 minus 2,50,000 gives you 5 lakhs. But I will take 5,50,000. Only up to 2 lakhs I can set off with other head of income. I already covered this in set off and carry forward chapter. And articles you should know that loss from house property, if you are setting off with other head of income, you can set off only up to a maximum of 2 lakhs. अटला कंफ्यूज करता है एग्जाम में आपको. सो 5,50,000 पे स्लैब रेट्स निकालो. कैलकुलेटर कहाँ है? ये कहाँ है कैलकुलेटर? एरा 5,50,000 minus 5 lakhs into 20% plus 12,500, 22,500. slab rates. Take the total. 22,500 plus 28,800 plus 30,000, 81,300. उस पे सेस ऐड करो एट 4%. 3252, 84,552. And if you want the exact answer, if you round it off to the nearest multiple of 10, it is 84,550. That is the exact tax if you round off to the nearest multiple of 10. This was asked in recent exam for 6 marks. If you have gone through or remember chapter 12 provisions, this problem can be done very easily. One more income आया था म्यूचुअल फंड. कितना इनकम था? 65,000. We take 0, 0, 0 because exempt. So what is the total of income? Total of income is 1,50,000 plus 2,88,000 plus 5,50,000. 9,88,000 is the total of income. Chalo. You don't want to copy, you copy. You don't want to copy, you don't copy, because answer is also given. Please continue copying quick. We'll wind up the problems concept till here, sir. So be careful. चलो ठीक है, लास्ट हाफ मिनट कॉपी कर लो. चलो नेक्स्ट लिसन. क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 नथिंग यू हैव, दैट्स टेकन फ्रॉम IP स्टडी मटेरियल, चेक कर लेना. Question 9 is completed. We already wrote Manju case law. Question 8 is also review. Nothing great we have. It's a review problem, but the answer will be given. ठीक है. Question 7 kindly confirm is completed on page 140 module 2. Question 6 also completed. Question 5 was completed in the current lecture, that is agent of non-resident topic, and we already copied this last 4 lines also. So question 5 is also completed. Okay. Question 4 strike off, that's an outdated problem. Please strike off question 4. on page 137 module 2. That's an outdated problem. Question 3 completed. Question 1 completed. Question 2 का first bit is also completed. We are left with question 2 का second bit. Specify the persons who are not required to file the return of income even if they have derived income exceeding taxable and conditions they are required to fulfill for this purpose. 4 sections may be wrote. This is an important question. Mark as important. 4 sections may be wrote. Question 2, bit 2, page 136, module 2. 4 sections may be wrote. No need to file return of income if income consists of those incomes and TDS has been deducted. 4 sections may be wrote. No need to file return of income, and those 4 sections are 115 BBA, Chris Gale, sportsman entertainer concept, may we wrote this point. 115 AC, GDR, may we wrote this point. 115A subsection 1 and chapter 12A provisions, may we wrote this point. In these 4 sections, you need not file return of income even if your income not file provide income consists of these incomes specified in that section and TDS has been. You can open each and every section in your notebook and check ये लिखे कि नहीं लिखे आप in respective notebook in your respective sections. You must have written this word. Mark this as important and you have to explain these 4 sections in exams also. MCQ में पूछ सकता है आपको. Note down. This is the answer for question number 2, bit 2. This is the answer for question number 2, bit 2. ठीक है चलो. So this completes this 15 questions concept. This 15 questions concept is completed. Now we will focus on this 24. We will start from the last page. So come to page 174. We'll go from 24 to 1 sir. So come to page 174. 174 में नका 172 में आओ. We'll start from question 24. This one. Page 172 of module 2. Right there. Read this problem after transfer pricing chapter. Then only you do this problem. Answer is given because 6 bits are given. He is asking true or false. 5 of that are from transfer pricing chapter. So read this problem after you will understand all this. You don't worry about it. You will understand all this. So once the entire syllabus is done, then you do this, you will understand all the 6 bits. Answer is given. It's true or false. So read this problem after transfer pricing chapters, please. 24 on page 172. Okay. Now please come to question 23 and confirm it is done. It's done. I only did this. Now please come to question number 22. This is also done. 3 cases were given and he was asking to find out whether business connection exists. We covered this also. Come to question 21. Mark as review. Important problem. Practice कर लेना ये problem को. Mark as important. Answer is given. घर जाके कर लेना सब बोलता once the you watch the video, please go through the problem and answer. Important 2-3 problems I want you to do on your own and then check the answer. Any doubts you can message me anytime. This is review, practice, important, mark as very important. That's why I asked in November 2018 new syllabus. Okay, question number 20 already covered today. In taxation of BPO I gave you 5 minutes to read also. हो गया ये. Next, question number 19 on page 164. This is we covered in poem concept, that is 4 plus 5 1 4 plus 1 5 conditions. We covered this problem properly if you remember. ये हो गया. Question number 18, this we covered in the previous lecture on 115A and 44DA. If you don't have a permanent establishment, 115A will apply. If you have permanent establishment, 44DA will apply. We covered this. Question 18 is already covered. Check करो ये सब कहाँ से आता वरना. Question 17 I told you, this also covered, already given. Check करो यहाँ. Refer running notes, note 1, something you wrote somewhere. I covered this in the definition of business connection. What do you mean by significant economic presence? Completed. Question 16 is already completed. Check करो. Section 9 subsection clause 3 in exam you wrote all the deemed Indian income. 16 भी हो गया, 17 भी हो गया. Now come to question 15. 14 is already completed. That Paulami problem last lecture may be covered. 15 we will cover now. Piyush, a non-resident, returned to India on 12 June 18 for permanent residing in India after a stay of about 20 years in UK. Provide the source of various income and seeks your opinion about taxability to tax in India for assessment year 1920. Now please listen before we start. आपको थोड़ा लॉजिक समझाता हूँ. This is question 15, page 161, module 2. Please, whatever I am writing, if you better copy in your module, that would be great. So no, Piyush, first of all, we are in financial year 18-19 in the problem. That is 1/4/18 to 31st March 19. That is my financial year. Piyush came to India on 12th June 18. He stayed in UK for last 20 years and came to India on 12th June 2018. We will first find out the residential status under 6(1). You have to explain those two basic conditions in exam. Which are those? Either 182 days or more in current financial year, or greater than or equal to 60 days in current financial year plus greater than or equal to 365 days in last 4 years. This condition you have to explain. Okay, he came to India on 12/6. So he stay in India from 12/6/18 to 31st March 19 is equals to how many days? Find out करो. अप्रैल में 30, मई में 31, जून में 11, 293 days we are getting. You can, I did back calculation. April days 30 plus May 31 plus June 11, from 365 deducted, 293 days he stay in India. बोले तो he satisfied the first condition. बोले तो he is a resident in India. Next, now once he is resident, we go to section 6 and 6 to check whether he is ROR or RUBNOR. Correct? 6 subsection 6 lo 2 conditions we have. He should be resident in last 2 years out of 10 years and greater than or equal to 730 days stay in India in last 7 years, if you remember. But in last 7 years that fellow was in UK, so he is not satisfying the second condition. So in layman terms, he will be called RUBNOR. If he is RUBNOR, only Indian income is taxable and foreign income is not taxable. I gave one chat also on that. And in the problem he gave 4 bits. We have to find out whether that's an Indian income or foreign income. Indian income taxable, foreign income not taxable. Indian income bole to either earn in India or received in India or section 9 incomes. Foreign income bole to received outside India and earned outside India. So 4 bits are given in question 15. We have to find out what's Indian income, foreign. Indian income taxable, foreign income not taxable, because your status is RUBNOR. पहले ये समझ में आना, then we will open the problem. ये copy कर लो. Better you copy in the module only somewhere. चल. Copy करो. 2 minutes you have. Start. ठीक है, हो गया यहाँ तक. लास्ट 20 सेकेंड सर, प्लीज कंप्लीट करो. Chal. Now let us start the question, please. Everyone on question number 15, page 161. So his state is Rabnor. If it's income taxable, foreign income not taxable. Rent, income of rent of flat in London. Flat is in London. Deposit in bank thereon. Both earned outside India because flat is London. Received outside India. It is foreign income, not taxable to Piyush. Simple. Not taxable to Piyush, that income. Dividend on the shares of 3 German companies which are being collected in a bank account in London. Although dividend is from a foreign company, earned outside India, received outside India, again not taxable. So answer for the first 2 bit remains the same. Answer for the first 2 bit remains the same. Third bit, he has got 2 sons. He is coming to India from UK. 2 sons, one of them is 12 years, minor. Both the sons are staying in London. They said, mom and dad, you go. Our girlfriend is in UK, we will not come. And not returning to India with him. Each of his son has an income of 75,000 in UK, not received in India. 20,000 in India. 75,000 foreign income, not taxable. 20,000. Son 1, son 2, each having 20,000. करेक्ट नो? अब यहाँ देखो कैसा दिमाग खराब करता हूँ प्रॉब्लम को. हाँ, सन 1 का इनकम कितना है? 20,000. एज इज नॉट गिवन. आई एम अज्यूमिंग मेजर. सन 1 will pay the tax on it. Son 2 is a minor whose age is 12 years. This 20,000 will be clubbed in the hands of parents whose income is higher after 1500 rupees exemption. ये समझ में आया? The Piyush has 2 sons. Age of one is given, so I'm assuming the age of other is major. On that major son will pay tax on 20,000. One is minor. Income of minor child under section 64 1A shall be clubbed in the hands of the parent whose income is higher. As the income of wife of Mrs. Piyush is not given, I'll club the hands in the hands of father Piyush after availing exemption of 1500 per child. Therefore 18,500 is taxable to Piyush. 18,500 is taxable to Piyush. Read the third bit point once again, copy this properly. Answer for the first bit and second bit remains the same, that is earned outside India, received outside India, foreign income, not taxable to Piyush. ठीक है, two sons, age of one is given, so it is assumed, it is but obvious that age of other is major only then, if not given. And minor son income is a minor child, 64 1A club in the hands of parent, that is Piyush, after availing exemption of 1500, and therefore taxable income to be clubbed is 18,500 in the hands of Piyush. Chalo, fourth bit. During the preceding account year when he was a non-resident, he had sold 1,000 shares which were acquired by him in British pound, that is their local currency in UK, and the sold proceeds were repatriated. The profit in terms of British pounds per 1,000 shares was 175% of the cost at 37%, while in terms of Indian rupee it was 50,000. अब सुनो क्या हुआ, कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया, लॉजिक समझाता हूँ, सुनो. He came to India. Before coming to India, he had shares in London stock market. sold the shares, got the pounds. He got that pounds in his pocket, in his wallet in India. In India, he went to a forex dealer, he gave the pounds, he got Indian rupees, he got 50,000. Should he pay tax in India on that 50,000? But obvious no, because the shares were sold outside India, income was his outside India, he just got that money in India. It does not mean he has to pay the tax. You have to copy the same answer of first bit and second bit answer. That is kya? That is earned outside India, received outside India for income not taxable in India. Please visualize. He had shares in London stock market, sold, got the pounds, got that pounds in his wallet, in his pocket from UK to India. In India, he went to forex dealer, converted the pounds into rupees, 50,000 rupees. That is not an Indian income. Neither received in India, neither earned in India. Conversion of currency from one form to another is not an income. Please understand that. ठीक है, फोर्थ बिट हो गया. 14th is done. 13 is again an outdated problem. Strike off. Outdated problem. Please strike off. Next, question number 12. Payment of income on investment in the securities to FII. State the rate at which the tax has to be deducted or collected under Income Tax Act. Understand? Just now we wrote today in today's lecture. Listen. In the chart of TDS provisions to NR, today we covered. Under that, point number 8, section 194 LD, interest paid to FIIs, and the question may also is using the word FIIs. Which section will apply? 194 LD will apply. What is the TDS rate? 5.2%. What is the limit amount? 0. इतना लिख लिए, 3 marks he will give. 5.2%, 194 LD. That's it. That's it. हो गया ना sir? And on one more FII TDS will apply. Please come to serial number in the chart only. Serial number 12. 12 maybe you will find FIIs. 115 AD FIIs 20.8. That is also given here also. So 2 TDS sections depending upon the interest. I am very clear what I covered. So 196D also will apply and 194 LD will also apply, and you have to write both in the exam. And these 2 sections just now we wrote in the summary chart on TDS provisions applicable to non-resident. ठीक है? Check the answer if you want. ठीक, next question 11 and question 10 are same. So come to question 10 and write same as question 11. Come to question 11 and write same as question 10. I covered this in TDS also. Once again I'll cover. Chip chap sun lo, then you can read the question and answer. Sun lo. KPMG is organizing an annual function for students, 3000 students. We are in the last batch. We are arranging an annual function. We have called Nick Jonas, wife of Priyanka Chopra, for entertainment. He is a singer. Malyadri sir contacted one fellow, and that fellow contacted Nick Jonas for performance. We cannot directly contact the performer. Some agents will be there. Malyadri sir contacted the agent and told the agent, we want Nick Jonas in KPMG Hyderabad SR Nagar on this date for this much time for our students. That agent spoke to Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas gave the confirmation. Agent gave confirmation to Malyadri sir. KPMG made payment to Nick Jonas. That is okay. KPMG also made commission payment to the broker, the agent. Now the question is, should the agent pay tax on that income in India? Government clarified, agent rendered service outside India. Agent earned that income outside India. It's a foreign income. He need not pay tax in India. However, Nick Jonas has to pay tax in India because he is performing in India as per 115 BBA. He is a non-resident performer. TDS under 194E at the rate of 20.8% will also apply to Nick Jonas. But for the agent, that income is not taxable in India. Please read the question and answer. As the KPMG is paying commission to the agent, TDS also will not apply because that income is not taxable to agent in India. TDS will apply only on taxable incomes. TDS will not apply on exempt incomes. Remember this rule. TDS will never apply on exempt incomes. ठीक है, हो गया. दिस कंप्लीट्स क्वेश्चन 11. सेम एज क्वेश्चन 10 भी वही है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 9. इट्स टिक मार्क्ड इन माय साइड, so it must be covered. Liaison office maintained in India to export the opportunities in India does not constitute business connection. You can check your business connection notes, include, excludes. You wrote this under excludes. Examine the correctness. The statement is correct. You can check the business connection notes. You wrote this under excludes. Tick marked hai already. Question 8 is already tick marked. This also we covered. I told you that India want to encourage foreign companies who are into diamond business come to India, mining and explore uncut and assorted diamonds, but the SSE should be a non-resident, should be a foreign company. In the problem it was Mr. A, so that benefit is not given to him, he has to pay tax. We already covered this question also. Question 7 already covered, that is when Start Sports makes payment to Channel 9 for transmission or use of satellites, it's a royalty and income deemed to accrue irrespective of the fact whether that non-resident has P or not, business connection or not, and irrespective of residential status. Everything was covered. This question was also covered. Next, question number 6. Question number 6 check karo. Question number 6 we covered Citibank example. I told you to go through the answer of Citibank example. You wrote this as in your notebook also, this explanation. And we covered Citibank India, Citibank Singapore, Citibank USA concept, if you remember. So question 6 is already completed. Question 5, I covered this in royalty definition. Royalty excludes software along with hardware. We remember, we wrote, go to royalty definition, includes me, you wrote 7 points, excludes me, you wrote 1 point. Royalty definition, if I remember, you wrote includes 1 point, excludes includes 7 points, includes 1 point, include 7 points, exclude 1 point. In that exclude mein I told you to go through this case law also. Next, question number 4. Again write, read after transfer pricing chapter. This you don't read now. After transfer pricing chapter, because we do not know what do you mean by notified jurisdictional area. NAJA, short form is NAJA. So read this after transfer pricing chapter. When I do transfer pricing, I'll come back to this question also. Don't worry, I'll come back to this question also. Next, question number 3, 2, 1, strike off. Those are very outdated problems. Those concepts are not relevant for your exam right now, because that was 25 years back questions, not relevant. So question 1, 2, 3, please strike off. 1, 2 and 3, strike off please. So with this, we have completed, one second, with this we have completed 15 questions from this page number, and 24, total 39, out of which I did around 32 to 33 problems. 2-3 problems we striked off, 2-3 problems I gave for practice. Promise sir, minimum 30 to 32 I only discussed in the class. And at final level you can't expect spoon feeding. All 39 should be done by me. Out of 39, 3 or 4 I told you to strike off, remaining 35. 35 mein 32 I did. 2-3 I'm asking you to refer on your own. If you have any doubts, you can message me, WhatsApp me, Telegram me anytime. No problem at all. Am I clear till here? This completes a very important chapter called taxation of NR. Still you have one Vodafone case law pending in this taxation of NR. That is not important for your examination, but might be important for your, not important for exam, but important for your interview and for your knowledge, which might be taken up in the next lecture. That will be around 40, half an hour lecture only, that specifically only on Vodafone case law. एग्जाम के लिए उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है सर, बट इंटरव्यू के लिए when you go, or for your job interview, for your knowledge, that is very important. I'll tell you what happened, what did Pranab Mukherjee did, what did Chidambaram did, and so on, what Supreme Court did, what happened in Vodafone. Everything will be discussed. Okay, but majority 99.99% chapter is done except Vodafone case law. Except Vodafone case law, the chapter is completed. Very, very important chapter for your syllabus and examination. Okay, so this completes 39. We'll see in the next lecture. So thank you so much.